Yeah, Applejacks has been getting pretty fast and pretty good at looting over towards the tree side. They've also been getting scans either here or over towards that thermal side area. So we'll see exactly which beacon they're going to actually that they're going to be able to get. And now getting a purple mag off the rip is exactly what you want to see from an Aves, and also a blue mag too. So expect some sort of R301 R9 combo. Maybe he'll toss that out over to Rollers for a scout and a mastiff too. So some pretty decent loot to start.
Yeah, as long as they get the armors, of course. Still trying to find one himself. It looked like Rollers did take the bins by the fences to the north, and that's why he is reconnecting over at Tree for the time being. We do have one team that did drop out, and take a look at this one. This ring is going to be pulling on over towards staging side, and there are a lot of circles here. This one's going to be difficult to try and play off of.
Yeah, this zone is not what we were looking for. We're hoping for something more north, but that's going to favor a team like Applejacks just a little bit. Again, that's not that further of a rotate. So Pop-Tart's going to be looting up on the way. It looks like they were going no-name Overlook type loot, and that's going to be pretty decent for Lucas, but just, again, tough armors all across the board right now, except for ASCII, who's got the only purple, but he's down Paradise. So I think he'd probably trade armor for his teammate right now as Havoc Alternator, not the combination that you're really looking for if you're Bambino. He's going to end up playing this high ground, kind of scouting out to see if this banner is playable.
Yeah, they should be able to pick this one up, as it looks like that squad did back away. You can see they're playing all the way over by the choke towards Harvester now, and they're going to plug him in quite possibly here. No, they can't. If they do, Sentinels just comes in to clean that one up.
Yeah, the sorting factory or anywhere near it is the last place I'd be rezzing. So we'll see exactly what they want to do. Maybe the back of Geyser would be a really good idea because teams would have been rotating out already. And that looks like to be the play coming in for 303. So I'm expecting them to get Paradise back in. He will be an absolute shambles, probably another gray armor, a gun, maybe two with a couple of attachments if he's lucky. But there goes Team Noko over here. Tanner Slays on that Wraith. They're trying to get another win similar to what they did 2 weeks ago when they won game number 5. Like you're saying, that Overlook circle, but this one not going to be Overlook, going to be more on that west-hand side, and they're going for a very, very late rotation.
Yeah, it looks like they're just going to take the cursory loot throughout. So going from Dome towards Mini Dome and then over towards Launch. Joining on board with NPL, though, who have been getting into this fight now up against Third Impact. You have to imagine they back away from this position. You see the triple take shots coming down, and buys enough time for Ronnie to heal up. But he still has to be careful. Bambino gets hit big. They're continuing to try and retreat away from this, but they're going to start running out of ground, and it's just a lot of rock and some open field that they're going to run through. Octane Pad will help them get out, but they're still getting tagged throughout all of that. Applejack's in a fight over here at Thermal Station. Who is on the other side of this one? It might be Team Intel. Find out, though. Applejacks use that bubble. They will be able to heal up. Aves passively healing up as well on his health as they make their way into the building. And so with that scan, they realize all three players to their northwest, which is going to take this time to just reset the fight.
That was an interesting fight from Aves. It looked like he was hopping around waiting for the bubble, but the bubble wasn't coming up quite yet. And then Rollers tossed that one down. Just going to sit there and trade resources here and there. The big play here is eventually to get over towards that choke. And you can see that's what Applejack's thought process is. But they have to be careful because other teams are starting to make the similar rotations. So what you'll see is teams kind of have presence. They'll have presence with the scans. They'll also try to utilize that scout. But unfortunately for Aves, he doesn't have a long-range scope. So gatekeeping teams isn't going to be as easy as he was hoping for. As we see the team that is playing the choke, that's going to be Na'Vi.
Yeah, Na'Vi already poised in position for this circle, hoping that it pulls down over this way. Not a lot of action this time around for game number 5. Things, again, it's coming down to the wire. 2 games left to go. Is Na'Vi sitting pretty. They've got a purple armor on Max Strafe. They've got double blues on Kuhia and Nesh. And it looks like Third Impact are finally getting into that fight up against NPL. Third Impact losing one off the rip. Jazz goes down next, and NPL finished this one out.
Nice job taking angles right there. I'm not sure why they're shooting bodies when they're in last place, but either way, just trying to send a message, not to charge them, hopefully, towards the back and maybe to focus on your rotation. But nice job. NPL needed to get the confidence. If that's what it takes to get it going, go for it. Ronnie did a nice job, had some really good spray right there as that player was just running out in the open. But Now Applejacks is basically stuck between multiple teams, and it's pretty difficult to get out of this situation now. You have Navi up on the hill, you have another team that's coexisting right next to you, and there's going to be another team that's probably unknown waiting to third party this as well. So probably about 4 or 5 teams in the area. You're not quite sure who it is, but I do like the guess that it's Team Intel. And you see Aves' thought process is, all right, I'm just going to play like Caustic here and block the door.
Yeah, Team Intel were in a fight with Los Corridos. Don't know where that took place. They got 2 of them down as Hyarka answers back, but Panders in the 1v2 at that point will be able to finish him off. And so, Los Corridos down, Team Intel pick up 3 kill points. Dure out all of that for now. And again, things slowing down here as round 1 is still closing.
Yeah, it's going to be fairly slow. Let's take a look at some of these teams that are rotating around, or see other teams that are starting to make rotations towards the edge, because these 2 teams are going to just basically be like when you're on the boat and you just like kind of wave to the other boat going by you. This is basically what's going on right now. They're just going to constantly be scanning each other, and that's just how it is. So teams rotating, getting it over towards the edge right now. Probably going to be some fights taking place as people will start to gatekeep. Team Razor looks like they're over towards the tunnel area, trying to make a rotation. Zeratricky, he's back. Welcome back, Zeratricky.
Yeah, Muffin's picking up the blue there. And at this point, they could just play this for a while again. Things are slow as we saw the ring pulling on over to the choke. They weren't able to get the priority to try and fight for one of the stronger positions. Na'Vi is already down there. Intel have made their way into this house, it looks like, and they've got to be careful. A lot of teams in the area. You got Applejacks right above you. Don't know who that other squad is, but it looks like Team Intel are just going to push full on in. And wow, it's traded 1 for 1 though, and that's got to mean the third party coming in from the other squad there, and they are instantly on top of this as well. Pander's trying to heal up. Metro will fall to the third party. It was Rice Krispie Treats on the other side of this one, and now Panders is left by himself.
And here comes the other teams like we were talking about. There's about 4 or 5 teams in the wings waiting to collapse on this. One of them was Navi up on that choke. They put a portal down. Another was Team Pringles over towards the side. And now there are 5 to 6 teams that were in this area when we were only anticipating about 4 to 5. So absolutely ridiculous fight going on for this choke, and why not? But Navi is going to be the team that's playing it the safest, because they realize that they are going to be able to get the leftovers from whatever happens here. So Pringles, they have that portal very nicely done, perfectly executed. They know that if another team was there, they would got rid of that barrel. So they know that they can come back and fall back to safety. They're going to just rotate back on over towards this high ground and be a-okay. So that's a nice opportunity for Team Pringles, but I do like the play of not getting too over aggressive.
Here's Team Cheez It now, trying to find if there's any vacancies in this apartment complex, but no, they're going to have to drop down to the low, still having to deal with Navi to their north, multiple squads in the area. You saw how quickly people were starved for action. They saw the push coming out from Team Intel and the instant third parties from everyone in the area swarming like flies. Oh, the
Team
res
Cheez It's
comes
going to
down.
be doing, Team Cheez is going to be doing a good job of gatekeeping here again, because they have the perfect opportunity to get back to that same building that they're at, just like what Team Pringles is doing. So nice shots right there on the Octane, as Panders is going to go down like that 2-4 scope on the scout there, as Prodigy Aces is going to give Panders no opportunity to get any type of callouts. But 3 seconds into that bubble, Rakinishu just going to try to stay alive as long as possible until he gets this res.
Yeah, Team Noko were able to third party with a charge rifle for that knock, but he is safe. The gold bag res is there as well for them, so they instantly recover. And the port there from Prodigy Ace is just in a case, and that will just be cautious portal for them at this point. And now, though, it's about trying to retake this high ground. What? They found out where the last Intel members were, and Metro was just hanging out. They do finish that one off. Here we go. Seeing the ring now pulling away from thermal station, so a lot of the teams that were banking on it being down here, not so happy. Na'Vi are still sitting pretty as their choke is in, and the other choke to the direct north of Harvester is in as well.
When you saw that mini map, my favorite team's positioning is actually TSM, because they're going to do exactly what they did in the previous game when they were popping off. They're going to be doing gatekeeping on a team like Cooler that has to rotate over towards that north-hand side. And then you look at the amount of area and real estate that they're going to own when they start going from north to south, it's actually pretty wide open and they have no resistance. All the rest of the resistance is more on that thermal side. So the teams that were over towards that choke, Na'Vi, they're going to have a lot to deal with. So now it's TSM again, playing gatekeeper here. They're directly on the edge. And then when they start to move in the zone, they have all that open area to move to without anybody in the way.
And their economy is so good. There was like 300 ammo for both light weapons being used. Hal probably the weakest on economy in terms of ammo there, as he had about 120 for himself. A lot of teams in this area right now. Pop-Tarts underneath Pringles. Pringles just holding the high ground angle, trying to pick up anything here. We still have 16 squads, so the game has slowed down in a massive fashion here for game number 5.
Yeah, it's definitely come that time where players, especially teams like Pringles, all the teams that are kind of sitting up over towards the top, are waiting for their opportunity. But other teams now can't full send it because if it slows down, the more congestion it gets, the more likely you're going to die from a third party. So everyone kind of playing this one as they should. And Team Razor is one of those teams that are locking down another gatekeeping spot. This building is nice for playing people out of that choke and then also anyone that rotates out of Harvester. But I don't think that they do have action going on behind them. So this is what they've been waiting for. That team will be on the high ground, which means they're most likely going to have to push that team, or they're going to have to make their way out and just let that team rotate behind them.
Yeah, zone's about to finish closing as Joey Blackout gets a re-knock onto Kuya, it looks like. So I don't know exactly which position they're playing out of this one. Again, remember, we have to remember that Na'Vi, they were playing that northwest choke here as 303. Got a knock onto Reps. That could be huge. Imperial Hal to go down. It's all at the snipe down. Try and keep TSM in this. He does get a knock, but 303 will finish them off. This is a huge opportunity now for teams like CLG and others to catch up here, as Team Razor are looking to full send this one. The bubble out to get aggressive. Arcstar in to force them out, but the defensive bombardment has gone down from this squad. So Team Razor are contained within their bubble for the time being. As the bubbles go down, take a look at the aggression coming out from Team Razor. Zeratricky took a lot of shots from Bambino. Hakulo answers back as NPL get wiped off. Zeratricky, the only casualty. We'll see, though, as the Arcstars and the nades come in. Here comes the grab lift as well, along with that black hole from Phony here. They're looking to finish off Team Razor. Hakulo going down. Now there's only one left for the side of Team Razor as they get cleaned up. And so great third party coming in from Team Pringles.
Pringles was waiting for that opportunity. Team Razor, they were trying to avoid that. You saw them looking around before they even took that fight. We said they either have to take this. Oh, man, Rakinishu with the shots. Joey Blackout finishes that one off too. Team Cheez-It is going to be wiping out Na'Vi. They take control of this choke area. But we said that. We said Team Razor is either going to have to take this fight basically immediately, or they're going to have to back off and rotate. They were checking around. They seemed to be safe. Team Pringles just waiting in the wings, though, and collapsed on that perfectly. Nice job by Team Pringles.
CLG versus Flashpoint over here by Hot Springs, as Kutsky's already gone down, but the res is there to get him back up. They survive for now. It looks like Rice Krispie Treats, though, getting into a fight up against Pringles right now. Sentinels help out, taking out Bird. Retzi will secure that knock, and now New King, Noko squad coming in, making their rotate out of Thermal Station to help out and get some knocks.
Yeah, let's see what Cooler at SkyWest. Love the team name. If everyone just put where they're landing in their team name, it would be so much easier to avoid the 50-50s, but we'll see what happens with Team Cooler on this high ground rock. This is a perfect opportunity for Nasky to get some snipes, and you can see his whole back's going to be covered. You do have Serdell checking it over towards the side just to make sure nobody's ratting and trying to take the zip line or do anything crazy over here and fly in onto where Nasky's at. But Nasky's just waiting to rip this shot over here, wait for that player to stand still. As soon as he takes his shots, he's going to go and lead that one too. Nice 108 damage right there. And then just going to fall down so he doesn't take some damage of his own. So love this nice teamwork coming in, just waiting for your Gibraltar to do some damage. Typically it's the Gibraltar being the support, but when he's sniping, it's nice to know that your race got your back.
Yeah, they have to be careful as they are checking the Hot Springs location, but particularly to the choke to their south. We know that Cheez-It won out their fight up against Team Na'Vi there. Don't know if they were able to move out quite yet, but it doesn't look like it. as Team Rice Krispies do get knocked out. Applejack's picking that one up, finishing off Stunny there. And as you can see through the x-ray, they do still have Team Cheez-It over there, it looks like. A high ground angle being used by Nasky to try and get some damage off as Sir Del is probing for anything here. It's that Gibraltar and instantly goes back behind cover. He is separated and forcing out the bubble early on. But there's still 1 minute and 30 seconds left for Cheez-It to try and figure out how they get out of this situation.
Yeah, we're going to back off and heal here. And maybe some Ultic cells being tossed back and forth. Joey Blackout going to have to hit a battery, but they're sending it all over there. Nice spray coming in. They don't get the knock through on all of that. There's no way that player doesn't go down. Defensive bombardment is going to be used. That's perfectly timed, though, because you can see Rakadishu is without the bubble there. The bubble is being used on the opposite side. Joey Blackout does have his red armor. He's going to hit the Beast of the Hunt. Some nice shots being laid down as well. And now they have that other team on the run here, so nice job coming in from Team Cheez-It. Will they be able to finish this one off? Massive shots coming in. Prodigy Aces is using the bubble to perfection. That is Team Cooler over towards the left-hand side with the finish, and they made quick work of it too. I thought for sure once they took that jump pad that they were done for, but nice recovery.
Yeah, Cooler deal with it, and now they have a free back to just focus on everyone else ahead of them. We see a res off in the distance from Applejack's point of view. We have hit the top 10. And so that means every player is back in the lobby here as well, with 30 players remaining now. Scan out, allowing Aves and company to start pushing up through the train tracks for now. They're not quite in the ring yet, with 15 seconds left to go. There are multiple teams in the area here. They're going to stick to the tracks for the time being, as it looks like they will be able to get safely in here and just play off the low ground inside the train tracks. No, Sentinels are on top of them, but they get inside with the bubble down. Throughout all of this, it looks like CLG, along with Cooler, were able to finish off Team Rockstar. We're down to 9 squads, 27 players remaining here. Sentinels still trying to apply pressure onto this squad, but you can see regaining that high ground. Not going to be as easy for them. Team Pringles get finished off.
And Noko's doing some serious damage right now as Tanner slays with the charge rifle, but 4 Sentinels, they're running out of ammo. Did you notice that, Chamberson? Everybody basically, with only a clip left, is they have their background guns, their secondary weapons to go and try to use. Grenade ends up being placed. Doesn't connect, but Senox does have the flat line out, 303, instead of a little bit of skirmish underneath. That's Team Pringles and Fury there with the Mastiff. Bambino, last player alive. Will he be able to hit the med kit? Looks like the rest of... Oh no, Tanner Slays is down too, so Pop-Tarts is in on this one too. So 3 different fights taking place as Sentinels finally pushes in on this.
Yeah, they're down to a duo. Senox, no armor, but they will be able to finish off Noko's squad. And there, I misspoke, Team Pringles are still alive. There is the res. Scans coming up from either side, keeping teams at bay. Crust should have an armor swap to work off of as well, but no, he's gonna have to pop that Phoenix kit. Horizon's in the area. Lucas will be able to take out Fury, but Phony finally finishes off Bambino. So 303 are out. Down 6 squads though, and it looks like Team Pringles are just down to a solo.
Pop-Tarts continues to impress. Again, Lucas with the great IGLing. Also just phenomenal teamwork from Impulse and Stomps following up on basically every single little thing. Ping's going down on where they think players are or where possible rotation opportunities are. But you can see the high ground is tough to take here. There's a couple of different player outlines that they have to work through. They obviously don't have a Pathfinder Octane jump pad to do anything. Instead, they are going to pass some Ultic cells, possibly on over to Gibraltar, so they can get some sort of defensive bombardment and over towards the side. Now, Tomcat Rat Cam over here is we have Phony from Team Pringles making his move, as he's going to have to make his rotation any second.
Yeah, you will have the grav lift to get up top if he needs to. He's going to just try and bide his time for as long as possible before he goes for it. Here's Team Cooler, though, and they were able to walk through this, cleared out a lot of this side of the ring, and really controlling this for now, as they do have a team ahead of them. Might be Sentinels there that were playing down by that Dorito building. Good shots coming out with that triple take. They do get the knock onto Retzi. Bubble res should be there for Sentinels, and Cooler, because of the other teams in the area, cannot full push in now. CLG in a fight up against Team Pop-Tarts. Impulse is traded back, and CLG go down. Their opportunity to try and catch up with TSM put to an end right there, as Team Pop-Tarts now getting pushed once again by another squad. But Lucas is able to swat that one down. Phony ultimately falls So it looks like they picked that one up. Oh, the Nox gas grenade right in top of him as Pop-Tarts push out from that car. Dell will be able to take out Lucas, and it looks like Cooler are going to be safe throughout all of this. Pop-Tarts are going to be surviving with one. It's just Impulse, but here Cooler pushing now on top of Sentinels. You got to be careful as Dell throws in that Thermite, the black hole as well, keeping them in place, allows him to push up. Great damage with that Eva 8 as they get the knock onto Senox. It's all up to Retzi left in a 1v3, and he goes down.
Wow, what a job there coming in from Yuki. The grenades to follow coming in. Surdell just flying through his own Thermite. Nasky now taking the kill lead, and Cooler starting to heat up after halftime. They must have had a little powwow. Maybe it's the zone changes. Maybe it was just watching the break. Who knows what it was, but they're coming through looking for back-to-back dubs here. They have players stuck inside the building. The res has to be stopped, and you can see just a sliver of that player as well. The grenade doesn't land. He's going to be using that knockdown shield, gets the finish and the other finish right there onto Flashpoint. Nasky just going dumb with it.
Yeah, it's just a 2v3 or 3v2 for Cooler to finish this one all off. They're about to go back to back, and honestly, barring any major mistakes, this is going to be another victory for Team Cooler here. Yeah, something happened, you know, they had like a locker room inspirational speech going down, and now they look revitalized. They're looking absolutely strong to finish this one out. Tom, 5 kills for Nasky. He has 3 assists as well, so at least 8 kill points for them, as it's just Pop-Tarts left here in the 2v3 trying to find anything. They do have the center of the zone with that port to play off of for now. They're gonna hope that maybe in the drop down, in the scramble here, that they can actually take out Cooler and force maybe some 1v2s. Nope. Yuki does not make that a possibility whatsoever. Cooler drop down and take 2 games in a row.